Hi everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Doctor Strange. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Alright, so this is going to be, I got to work fast here because this is going to be a little smaller than normal, but it's because I'm going to do all the arms. We're going to do the floating, awesome, Strange. So what I want to do is try to get this in real quick because we got a lot of hands to concentrate on here. Okay, and so the nice thing about this is we're going to, if you don't want to do all the hands, you don't have to, and you're going to have plenty of different hands you can draw because I'm going to be doing all the poses. But that also means I got to get the positioning right. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm going to try to work as fast as I possibly can. And also, some of the hands will be covering themselves up, so we're not going to have to worry about every single detail. Because I basically got to draw what's in front, and then the outside ones, they're going to, or the behind ones, they're going to be covered up. You know what I mean? So, okay, so I think I've got the positioning of everything. I need to start putting down some details real quick. So, let's see. So, let me see what I can draw. And then we're going to come back. But like I said, I had to make them a little bit smaller, so we are going to lose a little bit of detail in the face just to make this work. But for the most part, you know, it's the Doctor, and you know that's pretty definable by what we're doing, like the lines we're going to be putting down. So I'm not too worried about losing any detail here in the face. Sorry, my hands are a little sweaty. It's hot here, and I have to protect the paper with this little small piece of paper. Okay, so I may go quiet during these because there's a lot of concentrating I'm going to have to be doing. So yeah, so sorry if I do, but it's for good reason. Okay. Alright, so there's a little bit of detail of the face. So now I can get into the nitty-gritty of the hands. So let's put this one over in front. And let's see, I'm going to come up with a good size. And then kind of make them all about to that size. And I guess the other trick to this is going to be that to change the hands up, to make them a little different every time, you know? Because I want it to be a certain way, but I also want it to be free of the same thing over and over again, you know? That would be really fun, to make a different style every single time. So we'll see. I'm going to try. And the nice thing too is he's got nice flowing robes, so we are just going to be drawing a lot of folds, you know, not a lot of armor, stuff like that, so we don't have to worry about specifics. We just draw creases and folds, tons of creases and folds. That'll give us a lot of time to or that'll save us a lot of time, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I think I'm going to try to draw each one little by little across, like, you know, go back and forth and see where it takes me. So let's see, for the hands, I'm going to try to do like a like kind of like this on most of the hands. Not so much like Spider-Man, but you know, just a little bit of a folded like Zen. You know, when you well, maybe you don't know, but you know, when you oh, how many times I gotta say it? I'm not a word person. I'm not good with my words. I can only try to come up with some good stuff. When you meditate, woof, that's the word I couldn't think of. When you meditate. Okay. And rough sketch is going to have to do for these because yeah, because you know what I'm trying to say, because we got to get moving and I got to get to the Sharpie portions. Here, I'll try to mix it up and do different. Like this one, he's going to be touching just this one like that, you know, and we'll try to mix it up like that. So each one will be slightly different, just slightly. I'm of course going to have to do the same on a lot of them. And these are pretty rough too. So again, sorry if I'm going to get quiet, but for getting this right, I've got to concentrate, especially with this many, this fast. And maybe I shouldn't have done this many, but hey, that's where we are. That's what I'm going to do. Let's try it. Let's position it differently. Let's see if I can do like a sideways one. Oof, that's all over the place. Can't even see what I'm doing there. So a lot of times I like to just throw lines down to see if I can get where I want to go. But sometimes like this, too many lines spoil the pot. That's what they say, is like too many chefs spoil the recipe. Too many lines spoil the drawing. There we go. that. Let's see if I can make that work. I might not, you know, if this doesn't work, we're gonna have to fix it some other way. You know, as a matter of fact, we're already on 10 minutes sketching and I am behind, so this may not work. We'll see. I just don't like to go past 10 minutes. I like to keep it simple. 10 minutes. I don't like to go past 30 minutes on the drawing. And you know, I'm trying to keep your attention as it is, much less go for 30 minutes and, you know, you don't even want to be watching that. So we'll see. Okay, let's see if I can fit 2 more in. We'll go back to flat at you. There we go. Again, flat at you. Something like that, and then for these last 2, we'll try to do sideways. Something like that. Same thing over here. Yeah, this may be going too long, especially with the detail we're gonna have to put in here, so we'll see. Alright, so let me erase these lines and we'll get going. I'm gonna switch over. Oh god, no! See, we're behind. I haven't even done the cape. We've got to do some capes. So, but that's okay because we're just gonna do something like this for the cape, kind of magnificent and blowing. There we go. Now let me erase some of these lines. Get us going. And mostly, I just need to get rid of the sketch lines. I just need a guide to get us going with the Sharpie. So, I'm going to leave a small ghost of an image. But the downside is I sketched so much on this one, there's a lot of image. There's a lot of sketch lines. So, okay, let me retape the paper. Make sure it's going to stay. Alright, so here we go. Let's start off with the Sharpies. So welcome skippers, welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point, can find the things that the fine point can't quite find. So we'll sketch the entire thing out. I've erased the most of it and I have a little bit of a little fuzzy guide I can use to guide me in where we're going to go with this. So I'm going to start with the Sharpie pen and start drawing because I gotta get going. We got a lot to do here. So I'm gonna do the eyes. I'm gonna do the top of the lid like this, the other top of the lid like this. It's about where I want it. It's gonna be a little smaller than normal because we got a lot of arms. I'm gonna do all the arms in this one. So I'm gonna draw the iris like this. Draw a little bit of the pupil. That's all I can do because it's so tiny. And then I'm not even gonna draw the bottom of the eye. I'm just gonna kind of do something like that, just to kind of imply where the bottom is. And draw the his eyebrows like this, like that. And there's only so much I can really put in here anyway, so I'm just going to add a few little stress lines like this, come down for his nose, do like that. We'll go ahead and draw just a little bit of a line like this, and I'm going to draw his mustache. and goatee. I'm going to go ahead and thicken that in. And for his mouth, all I'm really going to do is do one of these because, again, it's super tiny, so we're not going to get all that detail in anyway. So there for the bottom lip, I'm just going to do that, and that's it. And so now I'm going to go ahead and draw his little mystical goatee. Something like that. Alright, so I'm going to follow the edges of his face. I'm going to draw his jawline up to his cheekbones. Same thing over here. I'm going to thicken it up a little bit because when I switch over to the big Sharpie, it's going to really stand out. So I'm going to get ready for that. I'm going to draw his ears. Again, thicken up those outer edges. I'm going to add just a little bit of detail for the inside of the ear. But again, it's so small. There's only so much we're getting in here anyway. So that's all I'm going to do. And now I'm going to draw his hair. So I'm going to draw his hair back. Something like this. And it's parted on the side right here. And draw a little bit of a whip. All this hair is going back. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and define a few edges here where it's parted over on the side. And then I'm going to add some thickness. Just because, like I said, it's going to switch over to the big Sharpie here and get super dark. I mean, super thick. Alright, there we go. So now I'm going to switch over to the big Sharpie and see where we can take this. Because we're drawing all the arms, we got a lot to go here. So, here we go. So what's in front is what I want to draw first. And I've got his front hands kind of crossed over like this. So I'm going to draw his collar like this. I'm going to bring it in. And it's going to go under because it doesn't attach, right? But it's going to attach to his arms. Or it's going to be covered up by his arms, so I can only do so much anyway. So I'm going to draw his collar. His neck, and we'll do a little bit of detail for his shirt. Ooh, let's do this. Just kind of give him that gaunt look, that I was going to say teacher look, but yeah, sorcerer look. That's kind of what I was going for. I'm going to add some creases and folds because that's his cloth right there. And so now I'm going to work on his arms. Now, I talked about this in the sketch. I'm going to do all the arms. We've got a lot of arms to go here, and sorry if this is going to take long, but I think we're going to do it. Let's just stick with it. His front arm's going to be in front, and it's a lot of cloth, so that's all we really got to worry about. So I'm going to do one wrist right here. The other one's going to be right there, but this one's in front, so I'm going to draw the, he's got like a gauntlet like this far back, but it's not really a gauntlet, it's cloth. So I'm going to do like a jaggedy little wrist attachment like that. Okay? So there's his elbow. And before I draw all the way up, I got to remember there's a hand there. So I'm going to do this hand to work my way over. So a lot of his hands I've got doing this. So he's kind of concentrating this way. I try to do a couple like this just to try to, you know, mix it up a little bit. But for the most part, it's going to be like this. So different versions, different sides of just drawing your hand like this, okay? So this one, since it's the back, this is all we're drawing. So I'm going to draw his side of his hand like this to the finger, bring it in, other knuckles, pinky out, bring it in, go in like that. So that's all I really got to do because the thumb is tucked under. That's all we're drawing, okay? And so I can come back and add a little bit of detail but I got to be careful how much I do, because again, we've got a lot to do here. So I'll just do a little bit like that just to show the stress of the back of his hand, and we'll just draw like some knuckles there, something like that. Okay. And so for the inside of his hand, I think I'm just going to do like mostly it's going to be color, but I do want to draw that it's more of a wrap than his arms, his sleeves. Okay, so let's do the other side here. So let's draw the shoulder back behind this one, coming down here to the elbow. We're going to be, that wrap is closed up right there like that. So I can draw the bends and folds of his sleeve. And he does have the cape on, so we'll add that line right there. And I'm going to do a couple of creases just to show that it's cloth material. Nothing specific for the wrist part. Like this, I'm just kind of adding extra to show that it's the wrapping that's going around there. He's a rap star. You know Dr. Dre? This is Dr. Strange. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to do the other part of the wrap right there. And like that. And that's pretty much how we're going to do the rest of the hands all the way through. Cloth, 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 and hands. So it should be pretty easy. Let's draw the first finger like this. Into the knuckles. Pinky out. Into the hand like that. And so pretty much that's all we're going to be doing. I'm going to come back every now and then with a tiny Sharpie to kind of add some detail. We'll go ahead and add like the other tops of the fingers, like you could see the tops of those right there. We'll do something like that just to mix it up, because something else I was talking about in the sketch is that I want to try to make it different, so it's not the same hand every single time. We want to try to mix it up, you know. Alright, so let's finish up. We're going to work all the way down, and then we're going to work on the arms out, okay? And pardon me if I got this piece of paper. I'm just trying not to sweat all over it because my hands are sweaty right now. So you're going to see this floating around. Okay, so I'm just going to do like we did here. We're just going to bring it up and over. And draw the shoulder like that. And again, I'm going to add some detail with this Sharpie. Always cap your Sharpies, but I'm going to pick this one right back up in a second, so I'm okay with leaving it like that. Smooth that back out. And there we go. Alright, so let's draw his front, and we're going to draw a bunch of belts and things like that over his front side here. So I'm going to draw like the little circular part of his belt. Then I can draw all the other little straps and doohickeys going across. Something like that. Oops. I try not to let them fall inside each other like that, but sometimes it happens. There's nothing you can do about it. You know, you live with what you did. I'm okay with that. Okay, and so for the wraps, the belts, I'm just kind of drawing a few little extras, you know, just to try to make it more than just a strap going across, you know. We'll add some wrappings around this. That'll kind of cover up anything we did before, that little mess up that we had, you know. Okay, so what else? We can do a little side like that, just kind of mix it up. We'll draw another one like this, a little wrap hanging down. Again, just to mix it up, just to make it different, because he's got all kinds of stuff hanging from him, you know. He's a wizard. He's a wizard, Harry. All right. We'll do another one hanging down like this. And then we'll stop there. We'll get going, because like I said, we got a lot of arms to draw, and I'm just trying to mix it up, make it a little different, okay? So let's draw his robes hanging down. So I'm gonna just kind of, again, just draw some flowing and build off of this. Legs are going to be back there. Okay. Again, we're just going to add just a few little extras just to make it stand out. Make it unique, you know. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to draw his legs underneath now. And again, it's just cloth. So we're just going to come in and do that down to his boots. We'll add some detail to that in a second. His boots are just pretty much just wraps. And then his feet are going to be hanging down because I've got him kind of floating too. That's kind of the other fun thing about Doctor Strange is you can make him fly, you know? And I don't mean like cool when I say fly. I'm just full of jokes today. I'm not saying they're good, but I'm full of jokes. Okay, and this foot's just hanging down too because again, he's just kind of floating. And let's add some detail real quick. Alright. Okay, so again, it's cloth, so I'm just going to add just a few lines just to show that it's got bends in it, you know, it's capable of bending. Tricky word I had there, huh? Took me a while to try to think of that. That it's bending. Alright, I'm just going to add like some wraps. Like he's got, you know, leather or whatever, but there are some straps and stuff going across. Okay, something like that. And there we go. So that's good for that. So now let's get back to the hands. Alright, I'm going to try to not take too much longer, but let's go. Let's just keep going. So I'm going to draw, like this arm's coming down, so, and they're just behind him. And so we're just going to keep going. Draw the wrap like we did there. Bump it a little bit. Come down for the wrist. Go across. Do up like that. And draw the hand. And again, I've got this one kind of going like that, so it's okay if they don't come out perfect, because we have so many to do. It's not gonna, no one's gonna look at it and go, that's not right, that shouldn't be right. No, you're gonna look at the whole thing overall as a whole and be very proud of it. So let's draw this thumb tucked in like this. We're gonna come back with detail in a second. So I'm gonna draw the fingers behind it like this. And so I'm drawing those first, and then you can build out from there and say, okay, I'm gonna come out here and do this, come back in here for the pinker, and do that. You can see how it starts to work together. And you're like, all right, that's gonna work. I can do that, add some detail here, do it like this. This is coming in as a bent old thumb, add a little detail here, and boom, we're done with that. Awesome. Again, gonna add some like foldy wrap stuff. A few for the arms, something like that. That one's done. Keep going. So let's do this one over here too. I'm going to kind of do back and forth so we don't forget where we are too. So this one's coming down here to the fold or the wrist gauntlet. Like that. Same thing with that hand. We're just going to draw the thumb bent in. It's going to look a little weird, I know, but then you're going to say, okay, well then that means I'm going to draw the other fingers connected like that. And so let me see where the hand is now. Okay, cool. So let me add this finger like this, pinky out like this, and come back in. Now see how close that is? Awesome. Just add a few details, like let's say these ridges, we're gonna do those like that. And see, so now you got bent fingers, right? Same thing for the thumb. Let's add one here because that's bent in two. Stress on that. See how easy that's starting to come together? Boom, shakalaka. Here, let's add some of those over here too. Okay, and so we're going to draw some creases in the hand, so we're going to do something like this. They're mostly on this part of the thumb because see how that's bent in? That's really stressed right there. So that's really going to stand out the most. And there we go. I want to draw a bunch more, but we're going to stop because that looks good right there. Alright, some creases and folds for the material. Some wraps. Wrapped arm stuff. Cool. We're knocking them out. Okay, so let's keep going. So same thing, we're just going to keep doing that same thing over and over and over again. So we're going to come down with this arm, going to come through here, fold it like that, gauntlet, hand. And so this one, let's mix it up a little bit. So I'm going to do the thumb bent in. I'm going to do one finger bent in like that. We'll say that's the middle finger. I'm here to do the ring finger. Like that. So see, it's a little bit shorter than the ring finger here because I got it bent in. It should have been a little bit taller, so we'll go ahead and extend it out just a little bit, like that. And there we go. So now we're kind of doing this. So it could have been a little bit longer, but you know, we're mixing it up. We're making it different. Okay. This is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. I'm just giving you ideas of what you can do. Okay? So same thing, coming down with this arm. Going to be the gauntlet right there. That. So I'm going to draw the hand. Let's try to do the same thing like we did there. And draw the thumb in. That means we're going to draw the middle finger like that. Index finger like that. Ring finger. Pinky. Alright. Alright, again, stressing out that thumb part. Gonna add some notches right there to where the digits are. There we go. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but you know, it conveys exactly what I'm trying to convey. Okay? Alright, let's keep going. Let's just keep going. So this one's gonna come in here like this. Gauntlet. Wrist. And we're going to draw this hand. It's kind of falling into that one, but hey, that's what happens. Some of them aren't perfect. They're not all in the perfect spot. So we're going to draw the thumb in like this again. Going to do what we have been doing. The two fingers. Index finger. Pinky finger. Down to the rest of the hand. Again, let's add some detail. Okay. All right. Okay. Next, going across over here. Gonna go into this arm. Gonna come down like this. Gauntlet. That. This one's going to be, I guess, to the side. That's how I sketched it out. So let's see if we can do that. So draw the back of the hand to the pinky. Oops, it came out kind of a point. See if I can fix that. And so this finger is going to come in. The thumb's going to be over it like that. So I'm going to draw that first. Like that. I'm going to draw the index finger like that. And before I do anything else, I'm going to come back with the smaller Sharpie and add the detail because I don't want to lose some of this. There we go. Not bad. A little tricky for that way because we're doing the side view, right? But that's okay. There we go. So sorry if I'm going fast. You can always slow it down or pause the video if you need, because I got a lot of hands to go and I don't want to make this video way too long. Alright, so next one over. We're going to just keep going. That, we're going to go ahead and draw the gauntlet so I know where I am. Okay. So I'm going to do the side view of this one too. So let's, like this. This one came out a little bit better. Alright. So here, what I'm doing is now I'm just kind of turning it. So as we're turning, we're just going to draw a different... Ooh, I can't turn my hand like that. A different version or different angle. But it's the same hand, basically. So you're just kind of learning to draw it from a different position. And one of the things I was talking about too in the sketch is that, to me, that's kind of the meditating pose. Like when you meditate, you kind of do that. Don't know why. I don't know if there's something specific about it, but that's what it is to me. Okay, so let's go over here with this one. I'm gonna come in here, do that. I'm gonna draw the gauntlet just so I know where I am. Connect it here. Draw the hand pretty much like that. We're gonna do the side of it. So come in here, draw the pinky. I can correct that a little bit. I'm going to draw this finger in like this. Again, I got the thumb over it, so I'm going to draw that first. And I can draw the index finger like that. Before I go further, I'm going to add the detail. So, because I recognize that I'm working with such a big fat Sharpie, that I want to make sure that I get the detail in that you can see. So that's why I'm kind of switching over to the smaller Sharpie every now and then. Okay. Oh, God. I'm all ready to go. I keep forgetting things. Getting close, getting close. We just got four more arms to go. Then we'll do the cape. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and position a few of the key lines here. I'm gonna go ahead and do both sides. Let's just get going, right? Okay, and so the other arms are going to go like this. And I know that looks like they're floating, but again, I've sketched this out, so I know where exactly they're going to be. So I can just throw the lines in where I need them because it's already all planned out. It's always good to plan what you're going to do. All right, so I say let's finish the hands, and I'll come back to the small detail and get us out of here. All right, let's go back to switching it sideways. It's kind of easy on this one. Then we'll do a flat forward, then sideways to the top ones, just to mix it up so it's a little different. Okay, so I'm going to do the thumb in like this. Middle finger. Ring finger. Index finger. Pinky. Like that. Again, I'll come back with the detail in a second. Let's just keep going. And same thing over here. Draw the thumb in. 2 fingers, pinky, index. Now see, they don't all look perfect. They look a little different, you know, but that's just how it is, you know. So let's do this one sideways. So I'm gonna do back of the hand to the pinky. I'm gonna draw ring finger. I'm gonna draw the thumb in front of it, middle finger, index finger. And I'll draw some detail here in a second for that. So same thing over here. Let's do the side. I'm going to draw the pinky, ring finger, thumb in front of it, and then there we go. So now, I know they look kind of blocky and weird, but now I can come back and add this smaller detail and get us going. All right. And again, see how some of them don't quite look right? I mean, we look a little off. But again, when you look at the entire picture as a whole, because I'm trying to go fast, I'm losing some detail. But when you look at the entire picture as a whole, no one's going to come back and say, what is that? No, it looks like a hand. That's what it looks like. And even still, it doesn't matter. If it doesn't look like a hand, you do it again, and you get it right the next time, you know? So don't stress yourself out. Don't feel bad. Just be happy you got this far. You've got so much to play around with, so much to color, you know? And I'm very proud of you for getting this far, you know? Because this was a big daunting task. And if you stuck with it, you did this, I am super proud of you. And even if you didn't, I'm still proud of you. I think you're doing a great job. Heck, even if you just watch the video, hey, I'm proud of you. You're doing a great job. Okay, I am done with all of that. Let's just add some floating cape and we're out of here. So I'm just gonna throw some lines. I'll get the cape flowing like this, coming down. We're gonna say it's going through here, coming down here like this. We're gonna add some flowing folds. This one's going back here like that. And there we go. So there, I say we take care of the rest with color. Thank you for sticking around. Okay, there we go. Fix the camera. And so I wanted to get you one last shot of it so you can see the entire thing. So I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Doctor Strange. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.